Yeah, the wife, they don't call it on call at my wife's job. They just call it um, available. um, they used to call it on call, and they got paid for being on call. But then they eliminated being on call, so you don't get paid anymore. You still got to be there, waiting. If they call you, you still got to be there, ready to go to work. But when they changed when they changed what they call it, they quit paying you for it. Made perfect sense to me, but yeah, well, they kind of, the wife is kind of in a bind there because their job is so detailed that some of the shit she knows how to do better than the other lady. Some of the shit the other lady knows how to do better. So sometimes even on their weekends off, they have to cover for one another. Um, like if there's something the wife knows how to do better than the other woman will call and ask her to help her out. So she'll drag the laptop out, log on, knock it out real quick, and then vice versa. She calls the other lady too. I'm not sure. Most of the people in my wife's company are probably not preschool age yet. Um, they're probably still toddlers, whatever you call, whatever you call them. They've not gotten to the preschool level yet. Um, they're still eating crayons. you know, uh, there's some total idiots. I could say I could give you my work. I could tell you my wife's company name right now. You could call their switchboard, ask to speak to her. Well, you could call their switchboard Saturday. Her day off, you could call the switchboard Saturday, ask to speak to her, and they would ring her phone. We could be anywhere in America, anywhere in the world, and she would get the call. Because she has her work number transferred to her cell phone. But people were running around trying to get her cell phone number so they could call and ask her stuff. All you got to do is dial her cell phone number. And it's not just her that does it. Everyone in the company does this. They all transfer their numbers to their cell phone. Uh, the company pays 50% of their cell phone bill for them doing this, because at one time the company furnished them with Blackberries, but there's a lot of people work for her company, so they were going broke paying the bill on all these Blackberries. So they just said, hey, if you'll all just transfer your work number, work calls to your cell phone, we'll pay half your cell phone bill. You know, it was a fair deal. She has to use her personal phone for work, but they will pay half the bill. So that's fair. And I told her that was fair when they were talking about it. She didn't want to do it, but told her, yeah, that's fair. They're going to pay half the bill for us. That's a great little perk. I never answer the calls. Her, if it was to be her boss or something like that calling her, he would be very upset because they're supposed to keep everything on a confidential level and everything. So I never bother her phone. Makes no sense to me what it would hurt for me to answer and say, yes, she's in the bathroom, I'll have her call you right back, or no, she has to carry the cell phone everywhere she goes in case they call her. Well, and my wife will be very pissed at me for saying such, but that that situation has arrived, has arose before Ducky. You kind of have to. Her phone talks to her. It will say call from. I think everybody's does. Mine does, but I think everybody's phone does it. Like when her boss calls, it will say call from Pete. When her coworker calls, it will say call from Mary Jane. Yes, Smokey, that's actually the woman's real name. that's I still laugh every time I hear this woman's name, Mary Jane. But yep, that's her real name. So, yep, we have had calls from her boss right in the middle of certain situations, and it sucks because if it's her weekend, she has no choice. She has to answer the phone. Yeah, I tell the wife that apparently this lady's parents were potheads because that's I couldn't believe it. Once again, we're back to 15 controls. I've never physically met this lady before. I hear about her 7 days a week, but I have never actually saw the lady. I couldn't tell you if she's short, tall, 500 pounds, 50 pounds, brown hair, black hair, white, black, red, green. I couldn't tell you the first thing about her. I know where she works at. That's all I know about her. I know she's got a dog. I think she's got a couple of kids because I think their kids are grown though. This woman is probably my age, maybe even a little bit older than me. Yeah, it certainly sounds like you've had an enjoyable one. vacations like that almost make you want to just work. See, now there I don't have any problem because my wife doesn't actually have any authority. Um, she can't actually go off on anybody, so she just kind of, which sucks. It might be better if she did. That way she wouldn't be as grouchy when she got home. But no, all she's allowed to do is smile and bear it. Wow. Me and my wife actually have a little, I don't want to call it a rule. We just have an agreement that most of her work stuff is going to stay at work because legally I'm not supposed to know about it anyway. She doesn't work in a top secret business or anything. She works for an insurance company in their financial services division. They invest money for people, but all that is supposed to be confidential and whatnot. I'm not supposed to actually know that they do work for Xerox or they have a contract with Bank of America, or I'm not supposed to know stuff like that. And I really don't know if they do have a contract with Bank of America. That was just an example. Couldn't tell you who they work for. But yeah, we try to limit the discussions about her job, both for the legal end and for the fact that I'm really not interested in it. Yeah, that's pretty much the wife's job too. Customers will call in, people they have contracts with will call in and tell her, hey, this file is not working, this code is not working, whatever. And if she can't fix it herself, she has to pass it up the chain of command, and the further up the chain it goes, the less actually gets done to it. Her supervisor, her direct supervisor, actually knows a little bit about what they do and can fix minor issues, but really the stuff that he can do would never make it to him anyway, because the wife and the other lady know how to do that too. So the more complicated stuff has to go past him, and once you get above him, they pretty much don't know anything about it. They're just there because they have a college degree.